Light Bowgun, a fun, mobile weapon with a variety of different ammo choices, each different gun using each ammo differently, creating different playstyles depending on which gun you choose to use. Between its access to rapid-fire ammo types as well as its mobility, it's a very strong weapon that has a lot of safety while dealing max deeps. But how strong or weak are each ammo type on light bowguns? Well, I'm JinJinx, one of the Monster Hunter math guys, and this is Jinx's Musings, light bowgun ammo types. The patrons have spoken, and that means that light bowgun is going to be the next video in the meta series. However, that does mean we have to do the same treatment we did for heavy bowgun, which means we are going to be covering all of the different damage ammo types for light bowgun and discussing their strengths and weaknesses. If you have not seen that video yet, the link will be in the top right and in the description. We do recommend you take a look at that video as it provides a lot of context for the discussion we're about to have. So first up, let's simply talk about the ammos that don't exist on light bowgun, cluster and wyvern ammo. Unlike previous games, clusters are not available to light bowgun. This does mean that this extremely high damage ammo type is unavailable, which is part of the reason why heavy bowguns have such a strong head up in the damage departments. However, even without clusters, heavy bowguns still heavily outdamage light bowguns simply due to having better ammo stats. This is of course a balancer for the fact that heavy bowgun has terrible mobility and light bowgun has arguably the best in the game. But it is a reality you have to chew on that if you use light bowgun, you're sacrificing damage for mobility and safety. Because, you know, that's a reasonable trade-off to be more survivable so you do less damage. Bow. So before we get into the damage ammo types for light bowgun, let's briefly cover CC ammos. So I have not personally played too much of the previous games, but from what I've heard, light bowgun was the king of CC back in the day. That is unfortunately no longer the case. Now if you look at the paralysis and sleep ammo stats on light bowguns, they're actually very good. They're all high clippage, you can get very low recoils and low reload times on them. So why then is light bowgun not good at CC? That's because of KO. Simply put, light bowgun is terrible at using stickies. Now, exhaust ammo does also deal KO damage when you hit it on the head. However, it's not very much KO damage. I do not have the exact data mine values for exhaust ammo's KO damage, and any resource I have found online only uses previous games values, not Monster Hunter Worlds. However, according to my testing that I was doing back when I was constructing CC chains for KT, 1 exhaust 1 ammo is half of an exhaust 2 ammo. And 5 exhaust 1 ammos roughly equals a sticky 2, and 1 sticky 2 is half of a sticky 3 in terms of KO damage. In other words, you need about 10 exhaust 1 ammo and 4 to 5 exhaust 2 ammos to equal a sticky 3. Not very nice. This all being said, exhaust ammo does have a very unique mechanic where both Stamina Thief and Slugger both stack for KO damage. Sticky ammo on a heavy bowgun will still do more KO damage, but it does mean you can have fun meme runs with rapid fire exhaust ammo. So exhaust ammo is out of the picture for reliable KO, so that only leaves stickies. Unfortunately, light bowguns are very bad at using stickies as well. There isn't even really a light bowgun that uses sticky 2 ammo well. At most, they tend to get 2 to 3 ammo per clip with slow or very slow reloads and extremely high recoil. Compare this to the Magda Gemitus heavy bowgun, the classic CC heavy bowgun, which can get 4 of both sticky 2 and 3 with slow or normal reloads along with +2 and +3 recoils. And yes, because light bowgun can't use sticky 2 very well, it definitely can't use sticky 3 like at all. You can make it somewhat serviceable to have sticky 2 on a light bowgun if you completely gimp your damage by focusing all of your mods on the reload and recoil mods. But even then, the Magda Gemitus or the Dark Devourer heavy bowguns will be KOing twice as fast if not faster, while also doing sleep and paralysis as good if not better. Poison ammo's a meme, but light bowgun does do it pretty well as well. Alright, onto the actual damage ammos. So first off, we have the king of damage, spread. So unlike heavy bowgun, you don't necessarily use spread 3. Spread 3 ammo on light bowgun is going to be one of the 2 highest damage options you have. However, the issue with spread 3 on light bowgun is it doesn't get very good ammo stats. You are basically forced to pick between having either a +3 or +2 recoil and either a slow or normal reload. Those sane individuals who like being able to move while they shoot while using a close range ammo type on a light bowgun that takes more damage tend to pick the slow reload instead. And spread 3 light bowgun does have the highest burst damage out of every light bowgun build, making it very good for planning flinches, trips, and dunks. It also benefits the most out of good spare shot RNG. These two reasons are why you see spread 3 light bowgun used the most in light bowgun speedruns. If you don't feel like dealing with the slow reload, you can use spread 2 instead. Lower DPS, but you don't have to deal with a slow reload. Typically the Jura light bowgun is picked for this. Now the spread 3 light bowguns are laughably weaker than the Glutton heavy bowgun, but this is again a balancer for the fact that you're using a very mobile weapon, which does work pretty well with a close range ammo type like spread. Now next up we have normal ammo. Normal ammo, unlike spread ammo, has good rapid fire options, specifically rapid fire normal 2. If you don't know how rapid fire works on light bowguns, essentially you shoot 3 total bullets over a burst instead of a single bullet. First bullet does full damage, the next 2 each do half damage. This does mean you deal twice the damage per ammo consumed, which is very nice for ammo efficiency. It does not, however, mean that you deal twice the DPS because you do have an increased animation time for rapid fire shots. The way this ends up working out is that normal 3 on heavy bowgun slightly beats normal 2 rapid fire until the KT support light bowgun came out. The KT support has Glutton ammo stats on normal 2 rapid fire. These ammo stats put it ahead of normal 3 on heavy bowgun, although spread 3 on heavy bowgun still beats normal 3 heavy bowgun by a lot. And unlike spread 3, the rapid fire normal 2 playstyle does not require you to have a slow reload, so you can actually realistically be firing continuously. Spread 3 has to find openings to reload because slow reloads take so long. Normal 2 rapid fire also has the same issue as normal 3 on heavy bowgun, which is that the close range mod bonus only triggers within the same range that spread has. So if you want to be able to deal this theoretical max deeps, you have to be fighting in spread range anyway. But yeah, normal 2 rapid fire is a very viable playstyle for light bowgun, and it's great if you want to simulate playing Call of Duty. Next up is Pierce. So Pierce still suffers from the exact same issue Pierce on heavy bowgun does. The ammo type still doesn't use damage mods efficiently at all. Most monsters do not have well enough distributed weak points for you to actually deal good damage anyway. All of this and more makes Pierce 3 weak, and light bowgun can't even use Pierce 3 well at all. Unfortunately, even Pierce 2 isn't that good, so some speedruns do use Pierce 1 instead simply for the better ammo stats. Unfortunately, it's really difficult to theorycraft whether a PS2 or PS1 build will be better simply due to the fact that we can't properly calculate the ticks you'll get shooting through a monster. And accurately simulating that requires way more programming than I'm willing to do for Pierce ammo. But the real big issue with Pierce is that there's a lack of rapid fire. There is not a single rapid fire Pierce ammo in the game. Now, our beloved Hex did at one point do some testing by modding in Pierce rapid fire into the game, and according to him, it still didn't make it good compared to normal 2 rapid fire and spread. Unfortunately, Pierce is just that weak in Monster Hunter World. That being said, I have done some PS2 light bowgun runs before, and you feel f***ing immortal. You have one of, if not the most mobile weapon in the game combined with the longest range ammo type in the game. The only way I can see a monster hitting you is if you get distracted from the game by things that are too lewd for me to mention on the channel because we don't want to get demonetized. Dudes me daddy. But seriously, it's really hard to get hit while you're using this. Unfortunately, you will be tickling the monster to death, but they will die eventually, and you will be extremely safe during the entire time period. Next up, we have Slicing. So Slicing is one of the only ammo types light bowgun actually does better than heavy bowgun. This is due to the ammo stats actually being good for light bowgun for Slicing. Unfortunately, you still run into the issue that you simply don't have enough ammo to kill a monster with Slicing, and also the other ammo types will still outdamage it, at least spread and normal 2 rapid fire. But similar to Piercing, it's extremely safe due to the extremely long range on Slicing ammo. Realistically, outside of trying to cut a tail or fighting KT and trying to get some horn chip damage in while using light bowgun in area 1 through 2, there's not much use for this. Now, Slicing was busted when the game first came out, but they very quickly retuned the numbers. They basically reduced the amount of ticks that each Slicing gets, as well as the motion value per tick. Overall, this loss of DPS made it pretty useless. Pretty much a meme ammo, but a fun meme ammo. It makes cool sound effects. And finally, we have Elemental Ammo. So Elemental Ammo is the other ammo type that light bowgun does better than heavy bowgun, and it's actually not a bad ammo type. In its strong matchups, it can now do both normal 2 rapid fire and spread in damage output. Now, unlike Pierce ammo, despite being a Pierce type ammo, Elemental Ammo is actually very good, and we explained this in the heavy bowgun video. It's a fairly long explanation, so we won't rehash that entire thing here. But the important part for light bowguns is that rapid fire ammo for elemental is actually very good compared to regular elemental ammo on heavy bowgun. This is because of the fact that there is only one level of elemental ammo. When we're talking about normal 2 rapid fire, you're comparing its DPS output to normal 3 ammo, which has a higher motion value. However, with elemental ammo, the elemental motion value stays the same. So you are actually getting twice the damage per shot while also getting less than twice the animation time per shot. However, all that being said, technically elemental heavy bowgun does now out DPS elemental light bowgun simply due to the increased ammo stats from the KR heavy bowguns. However, the KR heavy bowguns only have a 7% DPS increase over the light bowguns, and that's not even considering EFR differences in the builds. This minus 7% increase is more than made up for by the positional advantage light bowgun has due to its higher mobility. Elemental ammo is a piercing type ammo. Simply put, if you can position yourself to have more pierce procs per shot, you do more damage. So elemental light bowgun is still better than elemental heavy bowgun. And for those of you wondering what constitutes a good matchup for elemental light bowgun, it's generally a combination of both a long monster model that lets you get more than 1 or 2 pierce procs in, as well as high elemental hit zone values. There are some exceptions to this, generally when a monster has really poor shot hit zone values but high elemental hit zone values despite being relatively small. Lunastra is a good example of this. Both the normal 2 rapid fire as well as spread 3 and spread 2 options don't have very high damage against her due to her low shot hit zone values. However, across the board she has very high ice hit zone values, making it a very good matchup for ice light bowgun. And finally, we have Dragon Ammo. So Dragon Ammo is pretty much the same as it is with heavy bowgun. It's a supplementary ammo and it is just as good on light bowgun. You could argue it's slightly better on light bowgun due to the ability to synergize it with Wyvern Blast on a down monster, which is pretty neat. But at the end of the day, it is a supplementary ammo, meaning that your main damage ammo choice is more important, and outside of these situations where you are going to fight a Dragon Weak monster, you won't even consider this ammo anyway. Oh, and light bowgun does do recovery ammo better than heavy bowgun if you care about that. Alright, that about does it guys, and thank you for watching the video. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you learned something new, be sure to leave a comment about it. As always, thank you to Honey over at honeyhunterworld.com for making the tools we use to make sets. It makes our lives so much easier. If you're looking for some like-minded hunters to hunt with, or just want to come chat, check out our Discord server, the Mathalos Nest. Be sure to follow us on Twitter where we post updates about the videos as well as just things we think are cool. And be sure to check out Tuna on Twitch where he streams Monster Hunter World and a variety of other games almost every day. And if you enjoy the content and want to help support us bringing it around to you guys, be sure to check out our Patreon. And an especially big thank you to Ray Enriquez, Exponage, Hiker, Milky Powder, Checklum, Yoshi Cho, John Cohen, Ken Alvarez, Robin, Bram Orsel, Lightweight, Skylar Yang, Lupin, Mongus, Zinv, Lord Sidone, Jamie, and everyone else who supports us on Patreon. Seriously, thank you guys so much. This channel would not exist without your support. Anyway, that's all I have for the moment, guys. We do have the light bowgun meta video coming out very soon, along with some ATKT content for all the PC users out there. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be aware as soon as those videos come out. And yes, we will be streaming some ATKT runs when she comes out. Happy hunting, hunters. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!